excellent meeting with the Secretary of the Minister for the Economy, is Alfonso Guajardo, who is indicated he is really looking forward to coming to Dublin in May for this conference. So then I will be going to Guadalajara tomorrow. We have Dublin is a digital twin with Guadalajara, the first two cities in the world that have digital twinning. And this year, Medellin and San Jose are joining that agreement. So that offers great prospects for this international cooperation. So obviously Mexico, massive country, 14th biggest economy in the world. Maybe it's even higher now. That was figures from about a year ago. I know Goldman Sachs think that in 2050, if we're around in 2050, so maybe they can say that, Mexico will be the 5th biggest economy in the world. So, so why would Mexico be interested in Dublin and Ireland? Dublin is only 1 million people and Ireland is 4 million people. But the reason is this, because Dublin is Europe's ideal gateway to 500 million EU citizens. And it is, we have proven this already with our success with the United States. So US accumulated FDI in Ireland is $204 billion, which is more than US FDI in the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. US FDI in these 5 is less than US FDI in Ireland. So Ireland is an ideal place to invest if you want access to the European Union. And of course, a lot of cities will say they are the ideal gateway, but there's some unique things about Dublin. It's the only English-speaking capital city in the Eurozone. And that is probably not going to change. Our nearest competitor for that title is Edinburgh, and it's not even a capital city yet. Also, we have a very low, stable corporate tax rate, 12.5%. This is very, very important. It's probably, in real terms, the lowest corporate tax rate in the original 15 or the 15 EU members and the EU now as a whole. We have a very young, well-educated, diverse workforce. I mean, it's a bit like Mexico. Ireland is a very young population. We have 50% under 35, youngest population of any EU capital city. Lots of universities in the capital city, so this is a big advantage as well. Very diverse city, so that's ideal because anybody setting up a big business in Dublin isn't just looking to trade into Ireland, they want to trade into Europe. And for companies like Google, their office in Dublin is their headquarters for Europe, Middle East and Africa. So only 20% of Google's workforce in Dublin are actually Irish. But Dublin's a great place to live, so you can attract a lot of people to come to Ireland, so that's another big plus. We have the 10 top new technology social media companies are all in Dublin. So there's Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all these companies, but also a lot of the old technology companies, Intel, IBM, Microsoft, Dell, they're all in the Dublin region as well. So this clustering has lots of benefits. It also means that in Dublin there are loads of local companies that are excellent for working with all these big companies. Our demographics are great as well. We had a massive baby boom in the last decade, and so for the next 20 years, people, businesses are very confident about the growth potential. Dublin is a great place to live. So it's only 1 million people, but it's right beside the sea and the mountains, great natural environment, 4th cleanest air of any city in Europe, the most parks of any capital city in the European zone. So fantastic place to live. And of course, it's a very friendly, welcoming city. So very diverse. And I know anyone from Mexico who comes to Dublin is going to have a wonderful time. We now have more than 30 Mexican restaurants. I had the privilege with Mexico's ambassador to Ireland, Ambassador Torres Garcia, is fantastic, and at his suggestion I hosted a taco cooking competition in and that was absolutely fantastic, and we had lots of restaurants who were looking to enter that competition. So Dublin is a fantastic gateway to Europe, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here, but also particularly in the digital field. Our delegation is strong. We have Peter Finnegan, who's the head of our international office, who's leading our digital master plan. So we work with companies in that field to develop new ways of allowing citizens to shape the city. So rather than people having to adapt to a city, we're trying to make the city adapt to people. So in terms of traffic, environment, air quality, water quality, we like to make people get the information instantly, and it's all open data. so that anyone can design applications to let people interact with this information. But also government has a role. We try to roll out infrastructure. We have a free public Wi-Fi scheme, but we're also looking at putting in very fast broadband for homes so every citizen can access the web very easily. But also we have an initiative that we have done through a big network of businesses called the Dublin Storefront. So if you have a business that's great but it's small and you want to get access to the world market, we can bring you Facebook and PayPal. They have people who will work as part of this scheme, as part of the corporate social responsibility to take a small business and turn it global. So lots of ideas, and we're here to share those. We're going to be going to Guadalajara, where we have our digital twinning, and Guadalajara is looking to launch a digital hub area as well. So the director of our digital hub is traveling to Mexico today. She's going directly to Guadalajara. So we're looking forward to working with Guadalajara on that initiative. So loads of exciting things, but also tourism and students and travel. And in fact, I know there's so much potential for Irish people to come set up businesses in Mexico, all of the successful businesses that are here. I know there's some people from Smurfit Kappa and Kerry Group who are here, and hopefully more will follow in that path and build on the trade that's here between Ireland and Mexico, but also tourism as well. The potential is huge. I mean, Mexico City, like Dublin, very old city, our city is just over 1,000 years old, with great history, and also I think that the fascinating story of St. Patrick's Brigade, the San Patricios, who were Irish people obviously initially fighting with the American army, but they couldn't resist just turning and fighting with Mexico, so didn't end well, but it was a nice it shows where our heart is, I think. So I think there's a great cultural affinity between Ireland and Mexico, and that's something we need to build on as well. So there's so many exciting opportunities, and with all these high-level meetings that are going on, and we have another very senior minister coming to Mexico for St. Patrick's Day, Minister for Justice and Defence, and then our Minister for Trade coming in April and also October. So there is so much potential to grow the relationship and build on the, I think, $1.3 billion trade that was there last year. We need to certainly look at increasing that in the future, and I know we can. So again, it's just for me to repeat again, Muchas gracias, Ambassador. You've just had a fantastic trip for us. You're doing so much great work, and it's really, really brilliant. Great ambassador for our country, and lucky for Mexico to have such a brilliant ambassador here. So, thank you very much again, and to Patrick as well. So really appreciate the work you're doing on behalf of the country. It's a great honour for me as the mayor to be here with my team, the city manager, and Peter travelled over with us. So thank you again, and thank you for coming tonight, and enjoy the evening. Thank you.